So, our definitions. Increasing intervals are the x values where the graph goes up. Decreasing intervals, again, are the x values, but where the graph goes down. So again, I'm going to use some color coding today to help you guys see this. I'm going to do my increasing intervals in pink. So we're always looking at the graph as we move from left to right. So if we're on here and we're moving to the right, you can see my cursor is moving up until we get to this point. Then it starts to go down. So we're increasing till here. So then it's decreasing, and then we get to this bottom point down here and it switches to increasing. And then we're increasing here, so I'm going to highlight that the same color as the first increasing interval. And then the rest of the time it's decreasing. The decreasing areas I'm going to highlight in blue. So we're decreasing here. Now to make things easier, I'm going to label where all the color changes are along the top. And we're only worried about the x values. So since there's an arrow on the left, that's negative infinity for my x's. It switches at -2. Switches colors again at +1, +3, and then it goes right forever, so it's positive infinity. So I'm going to look at where my increasing intervals are. We're going to start on the left. So this pink section is from negative infinity to -2. And for all of our intervals, we're going to use parentheses because at -2, it's technically not increasing or decreasing because it's a peak point. So we're just going to use a parenthesis. Then it's also increasing from 1 to 3. Whenever we have multiple intervals, we're going to put U in the middle. It stands for union. It's like a math and symbol saying it increases here and here. So my other interval is 1 to 3. Now I'm going to look at my decreasing intervals. This first blue one goes from -2 to 1. And I have another one here from 3 to infinity. Now this graph doesn't take up the whole graph paper, so I'm not going to fill in any highlighting where there's no curve. So on the right, we start increasing till we get to here. So I'm going to highlight from my endpoint to where it changes. And then over here, it increases again for a little bit. And then my decreasing interval is just the one in the middle. Then I'm going to label the top. So we start at -3 this time. It changes at 0. It changes at +3, and then it stops at +4. So my pink sections, my increasing interval, went from -3 to 0 and from 3 to 4. I only had one decreasing interval this time, so from 0 to 3. And our final example. This one starts off decreasing and doesn't start increasing till here. And it increases forever on this side because it's got the arrow. So the first part would be decreasing. So on the left we have an arrow, so negative infinity. Switches colors at 0, and then it goes to the right forever, so positive infinity. So my increasing interval goes from 0 to infinity. My decreasing interval goes from negative infinity to 0.